Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's about, I don't know, 6 a.m. or something like that. Today, we're not going to be working on the Norden. We're going to be working on something else. But before I get to that, if you've been away from the channel, welcome back. I know some of you don't watch my motorcycle build stuff. This is an LMTV episode. We're going to be working on Abel. But just wanted to give you guys a heads up what's been going on lately. Got some work done on the house, namely this landing got enlarged, which was a huge weight lifted off our shoulders. It was kind of a safety issue. I'll throw some pictures up there and you can kind of see the difference. I think there's 26 bags of Quickcrete poured in there with a rebar reinforced structure, so I don't think that's going anywhere, and it's a big improvement to what was originally there. Aside from that, I've gone through the garage and kind of cleaned up quite a bit of the stuff that we had. Got rid of a bunch of junk, moved the motorcycle armor up to a different spot in the garage. Just basically went through the garage and did a nice cleanup, and so it looks a lot sharper, a lot cleaner. We got a bunch of landscaping done, and then we also got the house painted and a bunch of fascia boards in the back repaired. It kind of got all dilapidated on the back side of the house over the past 5 years we've been living here, because the previous owners just put primer on all the fascia boards and they rotted out, and yeah, it was a mess. And I replaced all of the lighting on the front of the house with some Philips Hue, the multicolor, phone controllable, automated, you know, that type of thing. But it looks really sharp, and we're really happy with it. And there's more to come. There's going to be a couple projects that I have him do in the garage, because I just don't have the free time or the desire to do them. So yeah, the whole back side of the house, like all of these boards, specifically this one right here, were rotted out. He also drove 10-inch screws into all of the gutters around the house and repainted all the gutters, and just did a fantastic job. It looks really nice, and it should last quite some time. And he used Sherwin-Williams high-end paint, a nice light gray, and then the trim at the top is a darker gray. We really like it. It really brought back our appreciation for the house, so to speak, rather than it being a burden that I had to worry about working on. Anyhow, that's not what you guys are here for. Let me show you what we're working on today. I'll kind of give you a little hint here. You see all these little oil spots all over the back of Abel? This is from about, I don't know, 300 miles of driving since I replaced the air compressor with the one that I rebuilt. And as you can see here, we have a massive oil leak coming out of the dryer. So I honestly, I don't know what happened during the rebuild. My guess is that the rings won't seat, and I don't have a machine to put pressure on the compressor to make the rings seat. So instead of me pulling it out and rebuilding it again and again and again, I got a NOS unit. This is off of a 90s era MRAP. There's one small problem though. You see this piece right here is obviously gonna be replaced, and then the way that I mean, I could leave it like this, but why not swap it out? I'm gonna swap it out to the same style intake that we have on ours, and I'm pretty sure this fits on a cat motor, because the early MRAPs had the cat 3116 and 3126 as well. So this is from the 3116, I believe, and I'm gonna have to swap some parts over, namely that gear that goes on there that runs in the timing gears. I did buy a gear puller. This is a 2-ton 3-jaw gear puller, and it got really good reviews. I don't know if it's going to do the job or not. Kind of makes me nervous. It's just a tapered fit, but Who knows how long that one has been on the other one. It's probably been on there forever. Yeah, we're kind of just gonna fly by the seat of our pants. In other related news, we got back from a trip recently to Willow's mom's place. We hung out there for a few days, and the ladder broke. So if you have one of these ladders, the life expectancy is about 5 years before the little plastic rivets that slide up and down on the other side of it that hold the other leg on snap off, and the whole ladder collapses while you're coming out of the truck. Luckily, she was hanging on to the grab handle on the inside of the door, and I was out here and I was able to get her stabilized. It could have been really, really ugly, but I tore the ladder apart. I basically rebuilt it with some of the original parts, and then I added some brackets to it, and now it's super secure. I extended the legs a little bit, made up for a little bit of the big jump from this step into the shelter, all that fun stuff. So yeah, much improved version of that. Reusing the old parts didn't cost me anything, so that's kind of one of the modifications I did behind the scenes. But today I gotta pull the air compressor again. Hopefully this is the last time I have to do this for another 100,000 miles, because it's getting old. But yeah, let's get into it. I'll get the truck resituated. I'll do a little time lapse of me swapping out the parts on this, see if that gear puller actually works, or if I have to run to O'Reilly's to grab a different one. But we'll figure it out eventually. Here we go. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a big problem. You need to get that fixed. All right, I got everything transferred over. Everything fit. This little tool is pretty amazing. My suggestion, so it doesn't explode like you saw in the time lapse there, is to apply heat to the gear before you start putting pressure on it with this. But I mean, a little bit of heat made it fly right off. You can tell that something is majorly screwed up here. Look at the whole head is full of oil. There shouldn't be any oil in that. I mean, there shouldn't be a ton of oil in the head like that. So something is definitely wrong. Like I said, I don't know if it's the rings that didn't seat. Most likely that's what it is, but yeah, that compressor's shot. So I will probably turn that into a rebuild place and see if I can get it rebuilt. If not, it'll just sit on the shelf as a spare in an emergency. I still have the other one I rebuilt. Maybe it'll do the same thing. However, let's get this back on the truck, get the cartridge changed out, and fire the truck up. So as I was reinstalling, well, I reinstalled it and then started dumping coolant in. This fitting started leaking like crazy. The threads on it are all galled up. So luckily I had a spare fitting. Got everything installed. There's a brand new fitting right there. That's the one that was leaking. And what I think I'm going to do before I replace the cartridge is let the truck run, and I'm going to cycle the compressor a bunch of times to get all the residual oil out of that line, hopefully. And let it fill up this cardboard piece, because I don't want that stuff all over the driveway. I made a huge mess pulling the old compressor out. It was leaking oil and coolant everywhere, so I'll have to clean that up too. But yeah, I think I'm going to hose down the truck in this area a little bit, and then we'll fire it up and see how many snot rockets we can shoot before it stops doing that. Well, here we go. Got my safety glasses on in case something explodes. Pressure's building up, but it's going to take a while since it's at such a low RPM. Nothing broke on the initial startup, so we might be okay. Let's see if I can get you guys some of those snot rockets. The residual oil out of the lines there. So what I think I'm going to do now is change that cartridge out, then we'll start the truck up and cycle it a few more times, make sure everything is good, there's no leaks, and that'll be the end of this project. Hopefully. What do you guys think? Should we leave this cartridge in, just run with it? Holy moly, this is the dirtiest cartridge I've ever pulled. There's definitely something wrong with that compressor. Wow, this is awful. All right, let's get this one cleaned up and get the new one in. Okay, I just got done replacing the cartridge and we're filling up the tanks again. Let's see if this has improved at all. Looking a lot better than it was before. I'll let it cycle a couple more times and then I think we're gonna call that good. Well, these little gray specks are the result of the most recent air purge. So I say that we're doing really good and hopefully that fixes everything and I won't have to deal with this again in a month or two. I got that compressor off of eBay, by the way. If you search around for MRAP stuff, you can find deals on them. A lot of it's broken. Little parts and pieces on it are broken, but aside from that, I think that's gonna be it for this video, guys. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. If you're gonna want to stay tuned, if you're into the motorcycle stuff, we have some more parts coming up for the Norden and the 390 Adventure. But other than that, I hope you guys are staying safe, taking care of each other, and as always, I will catch you next time. See you later. Bye-bye.